Mike Ward is the executive director at St. Andrew's Estates. It's part of ACT's Retirement Life Communities. He joins us now on the story from Boca Raton. Mike, good to have you with us. And I know where you are, this is an assisted living facility. You have different phases for folks, but a lot of people have parents who live in Florida, have grandparents who live in Florida, and they're concerned as to what will happen to them. How many families are calling you today saying, what are we going to do to help my parents and my grandparents?
Well, good afternoon, Erica. Well, we've had a few calls this morning about what we're going to do with their loved ones. We have a great comprehensive emergency hurricane plan that we're actively working through today. Most of the calls that we receive from family members have really been about, can they come and stay with us during the storm? And they feel that our community is a much safer place for them to be than their own homes. And of course, we open our doors and if they can stay with their loved ones, they're certainly welcome to do that. But today has been a busy day for us. We've been working very hard on preparing for the storm, whatever it may be, and we'll be ready.
So you have 600 residents there, some 400 staff who, as I understand, will also be hunkered down, all of you riding out the storm there. What kind of preparations do you take beyond the food and the water? What else is happening today?
Well, today we're still pretty far away from the storm, but today we're making sure that we don't have any obstacles outside that could be projectiles. We're making sure that we have extra supplies on order. We're receiving those today, food, medical supplies. We're lining up staff to stay with us through the weekend, 24 hours a day. We're lining up sleeping accommodations for our staff. We're just making our preparations for today for this weekend.
You mentioned the staff and making preparations for them to be able to stay there. I know you said some family members were asking if they could come and stay with their loved ones who were residents. What about the families of those staff? Do they have folks who are also coming to ride out the storm there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't turn anybody away. If we have staff that are willing to stay with us overnight, we will accommodate their families. And many of them have pets, and we will accommodate their small pets. And so we will make whatever accommodations we have to have staff here. Last year we went through Hurricane Matthew, and we had more than enough staff willing to step forward and be here 24 hours a day, 7 days throughout the whole hurricane storm to make sure that they provided services to our residents.
Why is it better for you and your residents to stay in place as opposed to evacuating?
Well, we think that a retirement community like St. Andrew's Estates is the best place for our residents to be. We feel this is the safest place for them. This is a well-constructed community. We are not in an evacuation zone. We have a hurricane shelter on site at St. Andrews for our residents and our employees. We're well equipped with additional supplies and food, and we have the resources of our company behind us to provide whatever services need to be provided to way through this storm. So we feel that the best place for our residents is to stay right here and stay put.
And real quickly, there is such a concern about people getting out, and it can often be harder when you're older. How much is that a concern? When you look at this, if people wanted to evacuate, what would your advice to them be if they are older living with you?
Well, my advice is that if the first responders and the emergency operations center are telling you to evacuate, you should evacuate. And I know many residents, whether they're seniors or not, think that they're better off just staying put. And I think that if somebody tells you to evacuate, they're telling you that for a very good reason, and they should follow those orders and do that. A lot of our seniors have special needs. A lot of our seniors require medical services that they cannot get in a shelter. They might not even be able to get in another home. Staying put in a healthcare community like St. Andrews, best place for them to be.
All right, Mike, we wish you, your 600 residents, the 400 staff, and all those who you're welcoming in there the very best. We will continue to check in with you both before and after the storm. Mike Ward, thank you.
Thank you.